My name is Amelia Khan. I am 27 years old, originally from Manchester, England, but currently living in London, United Kingdom for my PhD. I am a South Asian British woman studying molecular biology, and this story is about friendship, trust, emotional pressure, and the quiet power of karma in real life. When I moved to London for my PhD, I imagined stress, long hours, libraries, and coffee, not emotional chaos masked as friendship. But life is rarely predictable. In this foreign-feeling city, I slowly built a circle of friends, brilliant minds, dreamers, and wanderers like me. They became my anchor, my laughter after exhausting research days. I trusted them, shared meals, secrets, tiny victories, and silent fears of the future. Among that circle was Anna, confident and older, the first one to finish her PhD and step into industry. I admired her, her sharp intelligence, her certainty about life. She seemed like a lighthouse in a stormy sea of academic chaos. Naturally, we got close. Coffee shop talks, late library nights, and city strolls bonded us. But some friendships grow roots in misunderstanding, not love, and I didn't see the signs early enough. Anna loved attention, though at first it looked like confidence. She walked into every room as if she belonged more than anyone else. I respected that, coming from a culture where women are taught softness first. Over time, her voice became louder in our group, her opinions sharper. I thought it was leadership. I mistook control for care. We don't always recognize storms while standing inside them. Then came Ben, much younger than her, eager and star-eyed. She adored being admired. He adored having someone to admire. They fit, or so it seemed. Our friend group cheered them on, naive to the cracks beneath. Meanwhile, I stayed quiet about my own heart. Not everyone wears vulnerability easily. I had never dated. I wasn't ashamed, but I valued privacy. My worth wasn't tied to romance, and that confused her. Anna made my love life her mission. You need to date, she'd insist, as if love were a door I refused to open. She pushed, teased, lectured. She meant well, or so I believed, but her words scraped invisible wounds. I didn't fear love. I feared forcing myself into the wrong one. I wanted to grow, to heal from the silent expectations my culture stitched into me. But she mistook privacy for weakness. Chris became her first project. A sweet friend, kind, but not meant for me. She'd wink, nudge, whisper in front of everyone, "You two would be perfect." I smiled, laughed awkwardly, and changed the subject. I shouldn't have had to justify my heart to anyone, yet every time she pulled my boundaries like strings. A person's silence is sacred. She treated mine like a puzzle she was entitled to solve. During all this, there was Dan. Arrogant on the surface, distant by habit, and emotionally reserved like a winter sky. For nearly 2 years, he barely came to events unless dragged. We clashed in opinions, teased each other, annoyed each other. But sometimes, dislike is not the opposite of affection. Indifference is. And neither of us was indifferent. Underneath sarcasm, a quiet care waited, unnoticed by us both. Then suddenly, he appeared everywhere. Coffee runs, group dinners, weekend walks. He laughed more, teased lightly, listened with an attention that felt rare. It was subtle, gentle warmth instead of fire. Our friends noticed, I noticed. But life teaches you to freeze when something feels too good. So I pretended not to see the shift, while a quiet thread of connection stitched between us without permission or plan. A work trip changed everything. Same city, same weekend, pure coincidence. Snow fell like a curtain between us and the world. Roads closed. He stayed at my hotel. Nothing physical, only laughter echoing in white silence. Late night talks about dreams, fears, and the strange loneliness of ambitious lives. Sometimes the universe whispers softly instead of shouting. That night, it whispered his name and mine in the same breath. When we returned, I thought the magic would fade, but his presence grew stronger. Inside jokes, shared glances, quiet concern in his eyes when I looked tired. My heart didn't leap, it exhaled. And still, I didn't let myself hope. Timing matters. Futures matter. I wasn't ready to hold someone else's heart when mine was still learning to breathe under academic pressure. But Anna saw sparks and poured gasoline. She pushed harder, louder comments, forced hints, dramatic gestures. "Just date him already," she'd say, like it was a command, not a suggestion. I explained gently, again and again, that I wasn't ready, that life wasn't aligned for love. But she didn't hear me. She only heard a story she wanted to control. And when desire for control mixes with insecurity, friendship begins to rot quietly from within. She accused me of being scared of love, of choosing loneliness, of wasting my youth. I laughed it off publicly, but sometimes her words sank like stones into my chest. There is a cruelty in assuming everyone wants the same life. Happiness is not one path. Some build careers first, some heal first, some love themselves first. But she couldn't understand choosing self-growth when validation felt easier to her. In private moments, doubt whispered. Was I wrong? Was solitude a flaw? Was I unlovable? But self-awareness is a slow fire. It burns doubt eventually. I reminded myself, growth is not a race. I deserved gentleness. I owed myself honesty, not panic. And still, I wished she would simply trust that I knew my own heart. But some friendships aren't built to hold your boundaries, only to test them. The night everything shifted, I fell ill after a group outing. Dan quietly offered a ride. No theatrics, just care. In the parking lot, he confessed his feelings softly, nervously, like someone offering a secret instead of a demand. I listened, heart warm but trembling, and I told him the truth. I cared, but I wasn't ready, and our futures pulled us in different countries. He nodded with grace I didn't expect. He didn't argue. He didn't guilt trip. He simply said he'd respect my boundaries. Peaceful endings are rare, and that moment felt like a quiet victory of maturity over impulse. We chose friendship, not because love wasn't tempting, but because timing is as sacred as emotion. But to Anna, nuance didn't exist. She saw rejection as drama, boundaries as games, and friendship as betrayal. When she heard, she exploded. "You're breadcrumbing him," she snapped, as if care without romance was a crime. She hurled harsh judgments, painted me selfish, dramatic. But what cut deepest was not anger. It was entitlement. My life was not a theater for her commentary. My heart was not a lesson she got to grade. And yet, I found myself defending my choice like I owed her justification. I didn't. Still, I stayed polite. Still, I swallowed pain to keep peace. But every friendship has a breaking point, and I could feel mine cracking like thin ice beneath heavy footsteps. She didn't want me happy. She wanted me controlled. But kindness outside boundaries becomes self-harm. I didn't know then, but life was preparing to reveal truth in ways sharper than my words ever could. I didn't realize storm clouds were gathering not over me, but over her life. Fate has a quiet timing. Pain returns to the sender, not always through revenge, but through self-inflicted cracks. And Anna, unknowingly, had begun carving her own downfall. I simply kept breathing, held on to faith, and whispered to myself, real power is calmness. Storms don't scare mountains. Anna's shift wasn't sudden. It crept in quietly, like cold under a door. What once felt like friendly teasing turned sharp, coated in bitterness I couldn't place. Every time Dan and I shared a harmless joke or sat near each other, her eyes hardened just a fraction. I thought stress explained it, or insecurity, or jealousy of attention moving elsewhere. I kept rationalizing, too kind to recognize cruelty blooming. She grew obsessed with defining my emotions for me, as though my silence threatened her. "You like him, stop pretending," she'd sneer, loud enough for others to hear. Her voice carried that syrupy cruelty, mocking disguised as caring. I wanted to scream that feelings aren't trophies to display, that timing matters, that two people can care deeply without rushing into collapse. But vulnerability felt unsafe around her now. Then she crossed deeper lines. She laughed at my lack of relationship history, calling it tragic, as if romance was the only mark of worth. Each comment sliced quietly. Cultural wounds reopen easily when struck with arrogance. I didn't cry. I just swallowed the ache, the way many immigrant daughters learn to, silently, politely, so no one sees the storm behind steady eyes. My friends noticed the tension, but conflict makes people cowardly. They shifted glances, offered meaningless chuckles, then pretended awkwardness wasn't happening. I didn't blame them. Not everyone knows how to protect someone without a voice trembling inside. Still, loneliness carved space in my chest. Being surrounded by people doesn't stop you from feeling alone, especially when trust starts dissolving grain by grain. Dan, however, changed. He didn't defend me loudly. He defended me gently. If Anna made a jab, he redirected the conversation or gave me a soft glance asking silently, "Are you okay?" Care doesn't always shout. Sometimes it sits beside you, steady and warm. It scared me how safe I felt around him. Safety, after all, can be the most dangerous feeling because it feels like home. The night she erupted was supposed to be joyful. I planned a small gathering, clean apartment, warm candles, quiet comfort, the kind scholars build when exhaustion outweighs energy. It accidentally aligned with Dan's birthday surprise. The others asked for cake. I agreed. It felt good to give something simple, soft. But kindness often threatens those who thrive on chaos. And she stormed in hours before guests arrived. She accused me of orchestrating attention, claiming I wanted to perform innocence in front of him. She spat the words like poison. Her anger wasn't about romance, it was about control slipping. Then came the blow I didn't expect. Ugly racial jabs wrapped in faux concern. "He's white. You don't understand what men like that want." I froze. Sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's shock, so deep breath forgets how to form. I wanted to scream. Instead, I stood still, heart trembling like thin glass. She called me weak, naive, unlovable. Said I'd die alone because I didn't chase men. I smiled the way wounded people do when pride is the only shield left. Anger burns fast, but humiliation burrows slow. And yet, I finished hosting that night. Healing sometimes looks like functioning when you want to disappear. I fainted after they left, stress folding my body like paper. When I opened my eyes, 3 friends sat worried around me. One held water, one checked my pulse, and Dan watched me like the world had paused around one heartbeat, mine. Embarrassing, yes, but oddly comforting. Real care arrives quietly, without demand or spectacle. I begged them not to confront her. Peace felt safer than justice. But peace wasn't coming. If anything, truth was gathering momentum behind the scenes like a wave waiting to crash. I thought distance would calm her. I stepped back, offered space, tried forgiveness. But people who thrive on dominance don't see boundaries as kindness. They see them as insults. And she sharpened her claws instead. Her insecurity had become hunger, and she searched for someone else to feed it. At a wedding weeks later, life decided subtlety was over. A teenage cousin mistook Dan and me for a couple. We laughed kindly and corrected him. But Anna couldn't stand the moment staying pure. She smirked, raised her voice, and announced to the entire table, "Oh, please, They're basically friends with benefits. Laughter didn't follow. Silence did, heavier than shame and sharper than betrayal. The room tasted like humiliation. I didn't speak. Words would have cracked. I simply stood and walked out, spine straight, like dignity was the only thing holding my bones. A few friends followed, protective warmth trailing behind me. Sometimes leaving quietly is louder than shouting. Some exits echo. Mine did. I felt anger, yes, but mostly grief, for a friendship that died before I admitted it. Later came the chaos I didn't witness, but everyone whispered about. At the after-party, Anna found Ben kissing someone else. The mask she wore cracked instantly. Rage, heartbreak, public meltdown. People watched a queen fall off the throne she built on condescension. I didn't cheer. Pain, even hers, wasn't entertaining. But life has symmetry. Cruelty returns to its maker, sometimes wearing someone else's lips. After midnight, she appeared at Dan's door, seeking comfort, validation, a backup pedestal. He refused to let her in. His loyalty wasn't toward romance, it was toward decency. And in that moment, I realized something profound. True character reveals itself when someone has nothing to gain. He protected my peace without needing my praise. Meanwhile, she stood alone, stripped of power she once wielded carelessly. After everything, the city felt different, quieter, like the universe paused just long enough for me to breathe again. I didn't celebrate her downfall. I didn't need to. Pain had already carved lessons in me, lessons she may take years to face. Karma didn't punish her for me. It simply revealed who she had always been. And for the first time in months, I felt peace settle gently on my shoulders like sunlight after rain. People asked why I didn't confront her, why I didn't defend myself more loudly. But power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers in silence. I have never believed in destroying people, only in removing them from my space. I don't need to win arguments. I choose to win peace. Winning doesn't always look like victory. Sometimes it looks like choosing your dignity over noise and letting truth speak for itself. My friends slowly drifted toward honesty. They apologized, not for causing harm, but for watching harm happen too quietly. I accepted it. Not all silence is betrayal. Sometimes fear lives in people who haven't learned courage yet, and forgiving doesn't erase memory. It just frees the heart from carrying bitterness. I didn't want to hate her. Hate is heavy, and I am tired of carrying anything that slows my growth. Dan stayed, not romantically, peacefully. He didn't treat me like a project or a prize. He simply existed beside me, like a steady breath, reminding me that genuine connections don't demand urgency. He never pushed, never questioned my boundaries again. Sometimes love isn't about possession. Sometimes it's about presence. Whatever we are, friends, soul mirrors, or passing chapters, we are gentle, and that is enough for now. I still have moments where doubt creeps in. Was I too soft? Did silence protect me, or did it hide me? But every time I question, I remind myself, softness is not weakness. It's strength refined by empathy. I didn't lose control. I refused to play a game designed to break my peace. And truthfully, walking away gracefully takes far more strength than screaming ever could. Anna hasn't contacted me. She disappeared into the shadows of her own choices. I don't wish her harm. I hope she grows, learns her wounds instead of transferring them onto others. We all crash sometimes. Some just break louder. Her pain was never my enemy. Her inability to manage it was. I simply stepped out of the way before it drowned me too. That isn't cruelty. That's survival with elegance. Looking back, I can see it clearly. She was never angry at my choices. She was angry at my freedom. Some people don't hate your happiness. They hate that you don't need them to create it. And my refusal to chase validation threatened her more than rejection ever could. Independence is quiet power, and quiet power terrifies loud egos. I didn't steal her spotlight, she lost her own. I still believe in kindness. I still believe in friendships that don't turn into battlegrounds. And yes, I still believe in karma, not as revenge, but as balance. What we give returns. She threw insecurity, control, cruelty. Life returned truth, endings, consequences. I poured patience, dignity, restraint. Life returned peace, clarity, and quiet strength. Nothing dramatic, just a soft, steady realignment of fate. Some nights I imagine an alternate world where she chose empathy instead of domination, where she protected instead of attacked, where her heart didn't hold envy as tightly as pride. Maybe we would have still been friends there. But life is not fiction. We cannot rewrite someone else's soul. We only decide when to walk away from rooms where love turns into audience and friendship turns into competition. My journey isn't romance, it's self-worth. I am not late, I am not lacking. My life isn't measured by who holds my hand, but by how gently I hold my own spirit. If love comes, it will come when my soul isn't negotiating space to exist. I would rather wait for a genuine heart than rush for companionship shaped by pressure and ego. Time is not my enemy, it is my ally. To anyone listening who has been pressured to love before you were ready, you are not behind. You are not broken. Growth is not a race, and solitude isn't failure. It's preparation. Some flowers bloom in spring, some in winter. What matters is not when you bloom, but that you do. And no voice, no jealousy, no misguided advice deserves to dictate your heart's timeline. And to those who mistake control for love, may life teach you the truth softly, before it breaks you. Because power isn't found in owning others, it's found in mastering yourself. Anna lost not because I fought, but because she battled shadows inside herself and attacked others instead of healing. In the end, we don't defeat people, we outgrow them. She fell loudly, I rose quietly. So I move forward, with gentleness, with boundaries, with pride in the woman I am becoming. I don't need to prove anything, not to her, not to the world, not even to myself anymore. And the sweetest part? My story isn't about her downfall, it's about my rebirth. I didn't win by watching her fail. I won by choosing a life where her presence no longer mattered. Some stories end with betrayal and loud revenge. Mine ends with quiet strength and a door closing softly behind me. Not slammed, just closed, gently but permanently. Healing didn't look like vengeance. Healing looked like growth, silence, new sunlight on tired skin, and a heart learning it never needed permission to choose peace over people. In the end, I am grateful, not for the pain, but for the clarity it carved. Life shows us who people are, and sometimes we lose what we wanted to protect what we needed, our peace, our dignity, our future. She taught me red flags, resilience, and how dangerous insecurity can become. Not every friend deserves forever. Some only deserve goodbye, and sometimes goodbye is freedom. This is not a story of heartbreak, it is a story of awakening. I didn't end alone, I ended aligned. I still have friends who stayed, dreams that grew, and a future bright with possibility. Love will come when the world is ready, and when my heart feels like home enough to share. Until then, I walk forward with quiet confidence, because karma didn't punish her for me. It protected me from her.